I can get up. And that's if it's all you take home, that's fine. If I do this move and he goes to his butt, say we're here, he falls on his butt, top foot comes up, I can get up, right? If that's all you learned, that's awesome, right? Because you went from losing to winning really quickly. If I put him on his hands, so just go back to your hands. Here, take the top foot off, stop here, get up. The reason why I'm stopping there is once I take the reef off, he'll face me, he'll go back to facing me, right? So once I take the reef off, I have to do this to keep his weight over there so he can't face you. Hip up, stand up and face, right? Here. Make sense? So whatever happens, he goes to his butt, he goes to his hands, keep the overhook, get up. As long as you have that overhook, you're going to end up on top of that scramble because you have 2 legs and he has 1 leg, right? If that's all you take home, that's the most important thing. Because if you build confidence in your ability to, from here, go from bottom to top, then you'll have confidence to try your level because you know at any point this isn't working. I can take top position, right? We want to make sure we can always take top position when things aren't working. Otherwise, they become like Hail Marys, right? Make sense? So the same drill, at the end, you put them on their butt or their hands, get up, right? Go ahead. Punch in the face, right? So you don't want your hips to drop. So the second it comes off, you're going to hold your hips up temporarily until it come in the back. So if he pulls that foot off, you bring it in there, still keeping your hips up, right? Now from here, I'm trying to make him as wobbly as possible. Once I see he's wobbly, that's really important. Once I see he's wobbly, I'm then going to push here and then bring my feet back to where they were. Make sense? The reason why I wait for him to be wobbly is if he's totally stable right now, and I post on his foot, he's going to pop it out and invert heel look me. If I go here, this one, just pop it out. Pick a side. Yeah, exactly. If he's stable and his hands aren't busy, he can just pull it out, right? So you don't want to ever post here if his hands aren't busy, okay? This is a rule less important in MMA than it is in grappling. In MMA, his hands are typically busy because he's punching you in the face. So you have more opportunity to pull those feet out and kick his leg, okay? If it was straight grappling, he'd be patiently standing there kind of looking for me to do something like that. Does that make sense? But in MMA, when he clears that foot off, I'm going to come here, make him wobbly, hip, come here, right? And then go back to positioning. From here, I want him on his hands or his feet. I can go here down to the butt because that's what was closer, but that's because that's what was closer in that situation. Make sense? So one more time. He's up. He peels that top foot. Bring this in. Keep the weight off this foot. Weight on this foot is you being punched in the face. Just like that's what I want you to think. He needs this down. Wow, right? And it won't take many, right? So I would say, depending on who you're fighting, you got maybe 2 in here, right? Before you need to fix the situation, okay? So he clears that off. You got to like boom, weight off that foot. Here, back over, and either go to his hands or here, go to his butt. Make sense? Keep the overhook. I do any of that at the overhook, he dips his foot out. He walks away. Okay? Give that a try. What? Right? Or if the way I stretch basically goes towards his hands, to his hands. Okay? If you feel like he's compressing down, he maybe doesn't feel the foot, but he's just close up and he can start hitting you kind of from here, you need to find something that makes him posture. Because right now, you might be able to twist him down, right? But I'd like it if he voluntarily stayed higher. What should keep him higher is all you have to do is show him the upkicks. Like, one more. Yeah. That's it. You usually don't have to throw it, right? But if he's like bringing his hand back to hit you, like, wow, go back up to that stance you need, which takes weight off this leg. Make sense? This is again the type of thing I wouldn't do in grappling necessarily because I can't kick it up, because then you can toss the foot that way to the heel hook or something, right? But when I can kick, it's okay to pull this out and show it to him because I move quickly, right? Then from here, you can either go back and twist. So let's say we're here, he starts to come towards me. I can go here, I can twist, right? Or I can go here, show it to him, and just kick that knee here, and then correct my footing, okay? But just showing him the upkick will fix his behavior. What you don't want to do when he stands over you like this is to curl. That's the worst, remember? So what do I yell at my guy down? Remember, head down, hips up, right? So he brings his hand back, please come up to here, right? Show him that. This is my shape. My hips are way off the ground. This is not my shape, right? Once I'm down here, the weight goes to this foot, that foot can pivot, he will not fall over, right? So I need the weight off this foot. So that can be showing him, it can be stretching him out, to his hands, to his butt. Make sense? I need the overhook. I need the overhook because if I do this, you can just limp leg out, go and turn pull. And then re-attack. You might not let me back on that. So from the top, he's pressuring me, it's like say from here, he's pressuring me here, he's trying to hit me, I find that heel, I've got both on him, keep my hips off the ground, right? Do Do not drop your hips, right? Okay, so hips off the ground, pull this in, over. This overhook came on before the reap. This comes in. That can take them down that way, right? Stand up. Or if you want to, introduction his hands. Exactly. You can peel that foot. I need to take weight off this foot. I can kick. I can come back over. Or rather than peel, he can compress. Here, and I show him this. If he stays compressed when I show him this, then I'm going to use it, right? Wow. 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 Okay, there we go. And then I put him back down. You dig? Give it a try.